Look who's with us now. Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina, Dan Forest. Sir, you are a Republican. The governor is a Democrat. What can you do about this?
Well, as I tell everybody, Stuart, elections have consequences, and we have an election in November where I'm running against the governor, so the best thing we can do is win in November.
We've seen a lot of protesters in the state. Raleigh, there was some protests, and 4 other cities as well. There's clearly a push to reopen. Why is the governor resisting that?
Not exactly sure, Stuart. I think the challenge in North Carolina is the inconsistency in decisions. Currently we started to open up restaurants again in North Carolina, but bars are still closed down and gyms are still closed down. And at the same time, you can have wineries and breweries open, but bars can't be open. At the same time, gyms are closed down. College athletes and professional athletes can go to their gyms and work out. And I think what you're seeing from the average business folks out there is that politicians end up making these random selections of decisions that really impact their business, and they don't understand why. It's not based, obviously, on science and data.
Well, as you heard from Vice President Pence, they need an answer from North Carolina quickly, because you've got to move heaven and earth to move a convention like that. Do you think that the Governor Cooper, Democrat, will move quickly?
Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't moved quickly on anything so far. Obviously, all of the states around us in the Southeast have opened up. They've seen their case numbers drop as they open up, and they've seen things improving. North Carolina, we've never had a curve problem here. Our curve has always been flat in our state, and so don't really exactly know what the end line is here for the governor. Sometimes it seems like he wants to completely do away with the virus before we open things back up, and that's obviously not realistic, Stuart. So there's a lot of businesses out there that are still struggling and don't understand. But when it comes to the convention right now, you're talking about $160 million of revenue poured into the state, and that has a massive impact. You're talking about literally billions of dollars being poured into the state at the time that it's needed most, especially for restaurants and hotels and people like that who have been struggling the most.
Can you explain it? Why is it that Democrat governors, more often than not, impose these lockdowns and keep with the lockdowns for much longer than red state Republican states? Can you explain why this is?
Well, apparently they don't trust the people. They trust themselves and their own experts, but they're obviously not trusting the people. Again, these inconsistencies that we've seen from the beginning, where a big box retailer can open up and have thousands of people in their store, but a mom and pop street on Main Street can't be trusted to have one or two in their store at the same time. I think it's the same mentality as they believe that they can save everybody.
Here's what a lot of people are saying. Not necessarily me, but a lot of people are saying this. The Democrats don't want to speed up the economic recovery. They want to slow the economy so that the president looks bad come November. Do you put any truth in that whatsoever?
Well, when people talk about science and data, it seems to be that the Democrat states talk about political science more than medical science here. So, yeah, I think there's absolutely some truth to that. I don't think it harms them one bit personally, but it certainly could harm the president, and certainly could harm the state. So it's unfortunate. I've been out there and about firsthand witnessing these business owners who have been shut down and lost their livelihoods and lost their entire fortunes, but have also had to furlough employees and lay them off, and it's devastating out there. And Stuart, as I've said from the beginning, this is the United States of America, and we can do 2 things at once. We can protect the most vulnerable, and we can protect people's livelihoods. We should get it going again.
Dan Forest, the Republican Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina, thank you very much for joining us, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Stuart.